Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm Anne, and I give general readings focusing on divine partners, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, karmic connections, past life connections, and basically all romantic relationships, because it's all about us empowering our lives with love. And sometimes we're not exactly with our divine partner or a spiritual connection that we have to get to the person that is meant for us, so we need other people, if that makes sense. So I invite you to watch this video from beginning to end. There may be a message for you. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Now, these are not messages coming from me. They're basically coming from the divine. I do use oracle cards to bring out these messages a little bit better to help everyone understand them, but also they're my spiritual tools, okay? All right, so now we're at the beginning of February. We're coming into Valentine's Day, and as we're coming now into Valentine's Day, it's a time of emotions. It's a time of deep feelings of emotions, I should say. A lot of times we don't feel that love, although we do want the love, but this time of the year is a good time to embrace the love for yourself. If you're not feeling the love, and I know a lot of people go through this, it's time to start understanding that you need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself first, you're never going to find the love to give to anyone. And actually, the love that you're getting from someone, you're not accepting it because you're not loving yourself. We tend to sabotage our own happiness by putting other things, people, situations, whatever it is, front of ourselves. And it's time to have me time. It's time to have self-care. I always say this in all my videos, and I know a lot of people say, yeah, I do that, but really, do you do that? Okay, because we can never love ourselves enough, and that's why love is so important. That's where a lot of emotional insecurities come in, and just a lot of stuff that we build up. Like that's where the excess baggage comes in. We end up feeling offended, or we take with us what other people have said to us over the years. We just accumulate it, we can accumulate it, and you know what, we never release it because we're always holding on to it. And when you hold on to it, you're never going to heal from it. So I try my best to talk about this all in all my videos, but now that we're in Valentine's Day, I just want to give a little bit more of a deeper energy about why we should love ourselves, and that's just so that we can feel the love. It's important. If we don't love ourselves, we really are not going to feel the love from anyone, and that goes to even family members, co-workers, loved ones, everyone who's meaningful in your life. You're never going to find that they're giving you the love. I know a lot of times we put a protection around ourselves because we're afraid of getting hurt, and you know what, that's fine, but sometimes you have to invite the love inside of yourself. You can't put the protection on yourself, okay? If I put too much love on myself, it's just not going to work. It's like I'm not worthy of it. That's what a lot of people say to me, and you know what, that's not true, because you are worthy, you are amazing, you are wonderful, you are a beautiful human being inside and out. And I say this with total sincerity, because you are. We are all as one. We all share the same kind of energy vibration, and you know what, we're all the same. I mean, men and women, we may be different species, obviously, but we have the same energy given back to one another. And if you don't find the love that you're searching for in your life, chances are you're not loving yourself. If you find that your relationship just keeps going around in a circle, it's a certain pattern, you keep finding yourself in the same situation, and though it's a different person, maybe it's because you're doing something to yourself. People can sense vibes, and when we give out a certain vibe, we kind of say, this is what I'm feeling, and you know what, I don't know if I can love you. You don't realize it, but you're saying that seriously, because you don't know if you love yourself. You do, but you really are not giving the love. You're not expressing the love. You're not exposing the love. So this year, I have a little, kind of like a challenge group for everybody to do, a little something that they can try. How about embracing the love for yourself? How about doing something every day? Because now today is Saturday, and every day, because it's Valentine's Day week. Valentine's Day is on the 14th. So how about every day do something loving for yourself? Go get a massage, go get your hair done, just do something, whatever that is. I don't know. Do your nails, get a pedicure. You know, men and women do these things too. So I'm not just targeting women, all right? But loving yourself is all about cherishing yourself. It's about embracing yourself. And you know what? You're going to find that you're going to actually say, hey, I do love myself. You know what? I talked about this like a few months back about selfies. You know, I know we are all like looking at ourselves and say, oh, I don't want to see that selfie. And then you delete. Don't delete. You know, I'm really serious about this. Selfie therapy can actually help you feel love. You know, like you do it. I know the teenagers do it. The young people do it. We're all young, of course. But you know what? We get bored of it. You know, it's like, okay, whatever, you know, and you just don't feel it. And there's cute little Snapchat filters. You could have fun with it. That's what I'm talking about. Have fun with it. Pick a friend, do something with someone, you know, because it kind of like induces love, and it induces, hearts, love. It's not all about romantic relationships. I know it's stereotyped that Cupid comes in, boom, gets the arrow and gives you all the love. Yeah, but that love has to be accepted. So it's really important now to just do what you feel in your heart. You know, I'm making suggestions, and you know what? Maybe my suggestions are not exactly your suggestion, your way of thinking about love. But find it, write it down. You know, say every day I'm going to do something loving for myself. Go for a good workout. You know, going to the gym, a vigorous workout, go on a treadmill, go on the elliptical, or just join a class. Yoga, anything that makes you feel like you're doing something for your body. You know, or if it's in you. Go for a good ice cream sundae. Ooh, that's yummy. I don't eat sugar anymore, but that is yummy. I love it. But anyways, just do what makes you feel loved. Okay, so without further delay, let's get on with the reading. Okay, I've meditated and shuffled the cards, asking our angels and spirit guides what we need to know for this upcoming week. The cards that I've used were the beautiful, the Romance Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, one of my favorite decks, especially for Valentine's Day. It's a loving, beautiful deck. Okay, so this side, like I said before, is the Divine Masculine. This side is the Divine Feminine. I put these two together, not necessarily meaning that one is meant for the man and one is meant for the woman, or it's just what resonates with you. Sometimes you're leaning towards one or the other, and they are too as well. So take what resonates with you at this time. Okay, so the first card for the Divine Masculine is, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking, faith will bring you romance. This is so true when it comes to relationships. And when you're focusing on too many things at once and looking at things with a negative outlook, kind of like, is it ever going to happen? Am I really going to find the love that I need? This happens when you stop looking at the optimistic side of things, because when you are just looking at things and kind of like expressing it with a negative feeling, what happens is it becomes negative. Everything that they do, everything that you do, doesn't seem like it makes any difference. So being optimistic about a situation, maybe they're not giving to you the love. The Divine Masculine seems to want more and doesn't want to give more. You know, this is like something we've been seeing for quite some time in the previous readings. This is a time now the Divine Masculine is starting to wake up a little bit and being more optimistic about their relationship or their love situation is going to help them to find the true beauty of love inside their hearts. Positive thinking, it's going to work. It's going to happen. This is the mindset you have to have. It's going to manifest. It's going to get stronger. I have to just believe. You have to believe in your heart. This is where it's time to stop looking at things with the glass half empty. If your relationship seems like it's always at the same place, never going anywhere, maybe that person, maybe she's not responding to you or he, and giving you a feeling like it's just a kind of like a like a stagnant relationship, but though you want so much more, maybe it's time to be more optimistic. Maybe there's somebody else for you. Maybe there's someone else that you're not looking at. Maybe you're not looking at this person that you're with. Whatever the case may be, it's time to be more optimistic. Waking up, letting go, opening yourself to what you need to know in order for you to find that true feeling, that true calling that is calling out to you. Sometimes you're with someone because you feel like, I have to be with that person. You kind of like become codependent. And I'm not saying that we stay with people because it just makes sense, but we stay with people actually because we're afraid of being lonely. And when we're afraid of being lonely, we end up giving ourselves, we kind of like cut ourselves short, and we give ourselves this feeling like it's never going to happen. That's where this card is telling you right now, stay optimistic about your love life. If this person you're with right now, maybe it's someone that you've been with for several years, you live together, or you've been just dating, or maybe it's long distance, you don't know this person very well, it's time to be more optimistic. And maybe there's someone else out there for you. You have to open yourself. You have to look inside and outweigh. How do you feel about that person? Do you really feel something there? Is there a real connection there? I mean, it's all about what you feel in your heart. I can't tell you what to do. Okay, so the next card, forgiving and learning. And let's see if we can clear that. Okay. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Now, that's exactly what we've been talking about because, guys, if you're not letting yourself shine and give love and express love, how do you forgive and how do you learn from all of these things? Being more open to things in your life and forgiving yourself, forgiving to the point where you did not do anything wrong. You did not cause this breakup. Okay, you did not cause this person to do this to you, whatever that may be. It wasn't you. You are a wonderful person. And you have to keep saying this, forgiving yourself for whatever you're holding on to, because holding on to the past is never going to help you open up and move forward to the future, to find that new beginning, that new feeling of love. It's always going to feel as if things are just going through this motions of a relationship and you're never learning anything from it. It's all a life lesson. Sometimes we're sent people to get us stronger, to get us into a better place with ourselves. And when we don't see it, we end up finding ourselves beating ourselves up because we feel like we did something wrong and we didn't do anything wrong. And maybe that person didn't do nothing wrong to you. But two wrongs don't make a right. Thinking that you're not worthy for love or that person just can't give you love and why can't you find love is not the way to be. Being positive, staying optimistic. That person that you love, that person that you're connected with, loves you back. There's an energy vibration there. You can feel it. Though you have to feel it when you're, being optimistic. This is why I said you have to be open to it. You can't feel the love that they feel for you or vice versa when you're always beating yourself up about things that happened. Things that maybe you don't realize you're carrying on this heavy burden of pain and you don't see it. You see in the mirror yourself. All you see is this person that is not being loved, that's being mistreated, that everybody just doesn't love. That's where you are wrong. You are totally wrong because that's what you put in front of you. That's the mask that you put in front of you because you're afraid to feel love. You're not being optimistic with the love. You're not being optimistic with the light inside of you. Now, I feel like this is a direct message to someone. I get these messages sometimes and they don't pertain to exactly what the cards say, but they are tools. As I said before, these cards are mainly to give out messages to me, to you, to all of us, so that we can use them for whatever is in our life. So this is something I feel like you really need to examine what it is and release it. Let it go. Just let it pass. Because this is something that will help you heal so that you can feel and experience the love in your life, especially now during Valentine's Day. As I talked about before, I don't want to repeat what I said, but you guys get the idea. You know what I'm talking about. forgiving and learning. This person now, the divine masculine, is starting to get it. That's the beauty part. Divine masculine is starting to see something different. We're awakening, we're changing, we're evolving spiritually, and it's wonderful. But if you're not getting to the point where you feel like, okay, I've released it, I let it go, I'm ready, then you're always going to be in the same place you were before. As we talked about before, you know, when we hold on to stagnant energy and stagnant thoughts, and negativity just starts to creep up on us, and we end up inviting it in, and it's not good. It's not, because it's just, it accumulates. It's like dust. It's like dirt. It's all around us. So no matter how much you work on yourself, you're always going to work on yourself tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month, next year. It's going to go on and on and on, because every day is I'm not saying it's a challenge, but every day is, you know, a new day, and we need to focus on that. We need to embrace that. Whenever you do this, you are bringing in, you are inviting the love in your life to feel the love that you have. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, but learning how to forgive yourself is real easy, real simple. It's all about just saying, you know what? I love myself, and you know what? I'm worthy. I am worth all of this. I feel empowered, and what I like to do is to empower myself, is I like to read positive quotes. Maybe you have those like books that have positive affirmations and just positive thinking. These things will help. Also, you can go on Instagram, Facebook. I try to give out as much as I can every day, a positive post, something to help inspire us, because it inspires me. When I give it out, I get inspired. Other people get inspired. We all give each other comments and likes and shares and everything. And it's just so wonderful. So it's kind of like contagious. So it kind of like helps boost you a little bit. So, you know, whatever works for you. Maybe you're not into social media, and that's okay. But try to find maybe positive pictures and just looking at them and just gazing into them, so that you can feel empowered and you can feel the love in your life, because that's where it starts. It starts from forgiving and learning, and just being who you are, just being me. That's what you have to say. I am just who I am. Because when you accept yourself for who you are, that person that you're waiting for, or you're with, or that person you're looking for, accepts you for who you are. Remember, how you walk in the door is how you're going to be reflected. If you walk in the door saying, I'm not worthy, I don't love myself, and I don't care about myself, that kind of like gives a reflection of yourself, and people around you just feel it. They just hear it. And that vibration just keeps coming through, and you need to lift your vibration. Lift your vibration, guys. It's really important. Okay, next card, Divine Feminine. Love yourself first. And Divine Feminine is loving herself, or I should say their self. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Now, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Love yourself first. Love yourself first, and you'll see the difference. When you love yourself, you put yourself first, you say, you know what, I'm going to give myself all the love that I need. I'm going to accept me for who I am. And that's where your light just shines. The Divine Feminine has been going through difficulties with finding love. I mean, we all go through it. We all experience it. You know, like I mentioned before, when we tend to neglect ourselves or put other things or situations in front of us. You're not being selfish, so don't get me the wrong way. What I'm saying here is not selfish at all. You love other people, obviously. But what I'm saying is that love that person, that main person in your life, and that's you. Yeah, I know we say, oh, my kids is my kids, my husband, my boyfriend, girlfriend, my mom, my dad, whoever. Yes, they are a priority in your life. But when you don't love yourself first, you're not giving the love back to them, because they want to see you happy. You know, you see your kids, you see your spouse, your partner, your family, your friends. They all see you, and they want you to feel love as well. So when you're not giving back that love because you don't love yourself, they feel sorry for you, and they're worried about you, and you're not giving them the love because you said that they're a priority to you. So you put everything aside for yourself to be everything for them. That's not good. That's not a good energy exchange, guys, really. If you're doing something like this, and it happens to me, I'm guilty of it too, I have to admit. But when we stop ourselves and say, wait a minute, I need to just backtrack myself just a little bit and just give myself a little bit. You know what? You're kind of like your spark comes up, and then you kind of like telling that person, guess what? I love myself too. And then they love you. And you know what? Even like kind gestures, kind words, saying to someone, compliments. When you find something good about something on someone, say it. Don't be afraid to. Don't say, oh, well, I don't want that to go to their head, or I just don't want them to feel like I am coming on too strong. No, why not? Why not? Because you know what? I love to hear those things. When people tell me those things, I love it, and I love to give it back. I love to hear the words of love and expression and just being who you are and what you feel. This is how it kind of like reciprocates. And if everyone is just holding back, how do we know? How do we know that that person feels that way? And then you think, like, that person doesn't like me. But actually that person is looking at you and saying, I really care about him or her, but I don't think that they really want to hear what I have to say, because I feel emotions, but they're guarded and they don't seem like they want to hear it. They're not in the love mode. Guess what? You're wrong, because they do. We want to hear it. We want to know it because we want to shine. And if that person doesn't reciprocate, well, that's fine too. At least you knew that you gave that compliment that you were feeling, and you know what? Walk away. It's all about expression of love now. Loving yourself first. I don't know how we got on the topic of giving compliments, but like I said, messages just come through, and I just visualize things that are messages given to me, given to you. So loving yourself, giving yourself the self-respect is going to do a whole lot for you to rise up. Okay, let's go to the next card, the last card of the Divine Feminine in the reading. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And that's so true. Guess what? Guys, you have so much love in your heart. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate, they may not be exactly the way you want. You don't visualize that person to be the perfect person. But guess what? They are perfect because you are connected. When you're connected to someone, Divine Feminine realizes this by keeping an open mind. Keeping an open mind because their soulmate is there. Their soulmate is in front of them. Their soulmate is waiting for them. Their soulmate is going to enter into their life, whatever that may be. When we say soulmate, we open up a whole collective of a huge, huge group, and that includes all the soul connections. So when I say soulmate, I'm talking about everybody. Keep an open mind. Focus on what is real. Focus on what you feel in your heart, keeping an open mind. And it seems like it's all blending in with staying optimistic, loving yourself, forgiving and learning, okay? So I hope that this reading video resonated with you. It resonated with me in many ways. And if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings. The links are down below in the description area. Also, if you'd like to send me a comment or if you have a question, shoot that down in the comments area. I try my best to get to everybody. It's been a little crazy lately, but I'm here for you guys. I really am. Thanks so much for all the comments, the shares, the likes, and all the support you've given me. You guys are wonderful. I love you all. Okay, so until next time, wait, one thing. Happy Valentine's Day, and to all of you, I love you guys, like I said before. So until next time, God be with you. Namaste.